Welcome everybody here to your coverage of the D2CL. It is the Champions League where we are into our final match here from Group 2. So you guys know the positioning of the groups. We actually have number 1 position of the group will advance themselves directly into the playoff semi-final. The quarterfinal matchups are played out between the positions 2 and 3. Now what's happening with this matchup is Cloud9 are basically sitting in 4th position in their group right now, while VP are sitting quite snugly up there in position 2. The winner of this match, if it's Cloud9, we have ourselves a 3-way tie across Group 2. If it's VirtusPro, there is no playoff matches, there are no tiebreakers. We will go directly into our, basically our finals. Na'Vi sitting in number 1 position in this group, so no one can touch them as far as points go right now. So VP going up against Cloud9. Let's get ourselves into the draft, peoples. I will be alone tonight. Let's actually have a look at our rosters first before we get fully into the draft. So tonight, obviously, we have our full roster coming up here from VirtusPro. There is a little bit of a change up to that roster, obviously. Line of Heaven no longer with the team. This was made actually a while ago. So yeah, that's your VP roster. They are, of course, all Russians. And we will have the D2CL. They come from everywhere. A little bit of Canada, a little bit of Romania. We've got a little bit of Sweden in there. And of course, Sing Sing, he may as well have his own nationality. He's just that special. So yeah, we'll have Sing Sing being our last one in there, and let's just get ourselves into the draft, people, because you guys saw it before. I know you want to have a bit more of a closer look at it right now. So Cloud9 will be over here on the Dire side. Bone7 leading the captain's draft as always for this one. The draft as the captain, if I say it the other way around, it's actually a different mode. VirtusPro will be there, led by their Mon Capitan NS. He left VirtusPro for a while, actually, and just didn't seem to be the same without him, so they brought him back in again. He's back into that captain's position. And right now, we're going to be running ourselves through our draft with Cloud9 going in for our Ember Spirits. They're looking at their Glass Cannon attacker. This one will be played by Eternal Envy due to the fact that Puck has already been picked up by Cloud9, so that's Sing Sing's hero right there. It's possible they put Bone7 on the Puck for the off lane as well, and then Ember Spirit into the middle lane. We'll just have to wait and see. One thing which is 100% certain is the fact that Aoi will be playing that Visage. He always does, he always will, and it'll never change. While VirtusPro, we get one of NS's favorite heroes, the Vengeful Spirit, gets to arrive. Also, their offlane hero, which will be the Elder Titan, and then Lifestealer as their final one coming into the mix. So, VP, it's going to be fun to watch this one. We got our side, who will have to be playing that Elder Titan again, up against the slow of a Visage, and more than likely we're going to be looking for another controlling hero, or someone that can help dive behind the towers, which means Enchantress, or possibly we could be looking at Rubik would actually be the first thing that comes to mind, because it's Pylai Dai, whose hero we're still waiting on to see what he's going to be picking up. But we could go heavy and just put Pylai Dai over on the Visage, and then now we would have some extra micro and be doing the Chen or Enchantress role. So, 4th hero pick up from Bone7. How's he going to try and do this? NS thought they were looking at the Drow Ranger as well as the Clinks, so that kind of just indicates to me right there. Actually, they did that before the Puck was visible, so they still probably are not 100% aware of the lanes. There has definitely been a big resurgence in the teams with a couple of American players to bring out this Drow Ranger. It's kind of hilarious too, because there's only one team in European scene that still runs the Drow, and that is Illidan. It's VirtusPro. He's the only man that likes to play it, apart from Cloud9, as well as Atizi, obviously. And we did see it feature a couple of times over in the Chinese scene as well. But they're definitely taking their sweet-ass time for this last pick, and they're going to go for the Luna. So, NS is 100% correct. This will be an off-lane Bone7 Puck with a Sing Sing Ember Spirit. Instead of the Eternal Envy safe farming Ember Spirit, they'll have an Eternal Envy Luna. And this almost strengthens my, my belief that we'll be looking at a Chen or an Enchantress coming up from Cloud9. It's just tower pushing. Now, I know we're not looking at... Actually, no. Would you really want to do that when you got a Lifestealer on the field? On second thoughts, maybe that may not be the best choice. You could go for something else, which will give you the tower pushing. You have to have a little bit more life behind it. Leshrac could be another option. You don't really have a setup stun for the Leshrac. You got Grave Chill and Lucent Beam. That's not really something you're going to write home about. So I'd still like to see a little bit more tower pushing power, but with a Rubik in the lineup too, you could have Rubik, Visage, Luna. It's a lot of range harassment damage, especially when you combine it up with the Lunar Aura. And now with a Blink also on the field, hell yes, you want to grab the Rubik in this scenario. And they should definitely be looking to ban that one out here in the 5th slot. While Bone 7 looks over, he just takes out the Dazzle. Any kind of extra life, negative armor, because they've already got a decent amount of it coming out with Elder Titan as well as Vengeful Spirit. So they've already got ways to kill off almost anybody they find if they're out of position. But at the same time, Dazzle... Actually, no, Dazzle's kind of like that guy that can save people from the Ember Spirit. The Ember Spirit jumps in for a fist, and then all of a sudden he just heals everyone. It's like, oh, well, that's kind of worth it. Yeah. And then just has to go all over again and keep that harassment level kicking in. And what do we get? Actually, they do take out the Chen.
Team pick.
See, I'm feeling the pushing power, and they go with the Bane. It's a different level of control. So this allows them to go up against a Lifestealer. It's still a range hero, so I'm fine with that. What makes this even better is this will allow for an aggro tri-lane. Depending on the secondary support coming out here from NS, they need someone very active in the lane. With a Bane, I am almost wanting to say Rubik should be over there, but they go with a Silencer. All right, same dish, just different plate. It's Bane, you'll never get an ultimate off. The Rubik Telekinesis would also cancel that one off, but I was thinking more the Steel with obviously the Rubik Ultimate, which is everything. So they're going to go it this way instead. And we'll be having the Silencer as the final one. So global silence coordination is definitely going to be essential. They've already got the Nake's bomb combination as well coming out between the Quap as well as the Lifestealer. Even to a point you could use the VS to do the same kind of thing. So if things get a little bit hairy for a Quap who's jumped in, you can swap her out. And then all of a sudden Lifestealer's inside the VS. Like, problems. Normally it's a Space Maker, but you could be using it as an initiator instead. Now let's get ourselves into the game. Launch ourselves up. What HUDs do we have to choose from tonight? We just have Shagbark. I think it gets covered up mostly by the D2CL, but it looks cool with the leaves on the side. Alright, so... From the HUD I was talking about. So we'll be Sing Sing as that Ember Spirit, but they're switching up their lanes a little bit here. So Sing Sing is heading north, so I do still get our safe lane Farmer. And what item slot does he have? He's got this, the legendary hat from the New Bloom is in here right now for the Ember Spirit's hat. Yeah, you can join if you want, Cap. You can join. You'll have my screen only, but yeah, you can join me. Cap just walked in the studio. We're setting up for MLG, which we're streaming up later on tonight. And I'll be with you for the entire D2CL. He'll be the man taking control of MLG for this evening. Almost want to turn my monitor so you can see it a little bit more clearly. And you turned on now? Yep. Let me do that for you. Wonderful. Now you have some audio. So, welcome everybody. Cap is now joining me here in the studio.
You know, it's going to be weird because I actually will be able to have audio that matches what I'm watching instead of always listening to your audio.
What? All you hear when you're listening to my audio is do-do-do-do-do. Is that Sandstorm somewhere?
Because Sand King has risen and Toby's got the
I do like watching Sand King.
The do-do-do bite.
I like watching Sand King. Yeah. So for a recap of finally of all our lanes, this is just talking about Sing Sing up on the top lane for now. Let's look at our lane matchup. So we're going to have Bone 7 on the off lane as the Puck. He'll be going up against Illidan's Lifestealer. We've got NS in here as the Silencer, and Jodam right behind him as the Vengeful Spirit Sport. In the middle lane, it's going to be starting off Pylite Die as the Bane. He'll be babysitting the Luna in the early point of this game, and then they'll be going up against God, who will be the Queen of Pain in the middle lane. And then off lane, it'll be Us Art, who will also known as Smile, also known as that little Z symbol recently. He'll be the Elder Titan in the off lane, but it's Elder Titan up against Sing Sing as well as Owie 2000. Now, Owie 2000 is going to harass this Elder Titan out of the lane and burn through every bit of consumable he's got. So then the wearing effect can start coming out from the Ember Spirit. And, well, Cap, let me get your thoughts, because I've already expressed most of mine on this draft. What's your instant thoughts about the draft?
So I like the fact that they put Luna middle up against the Queen of Pain. She's got a heavy nuke. You've got the Bane to be able to babysit, make sure that God doesn't pick up too much CS. The biggest thing for me is not leaving Ember Spirit 1v1 in that middle matchup. There are very few melees who could do well in that matchup, and Ember Spirit I don't think is really one of them. Sure, he has a little bit of safety with Flame Guard, but it's still going to be a lot of harassment. That's kind of unnecessary to take. Instead, you just run strong duel middle lanes. Smile is going to have a hard time in this top lane. I mean, granted, they're pushing in the lane right now to him, so he's going to pick up some experience. But eventually, Ember Spirit, level 3, a lot of kill potential at that point in time.
There's also a huge amount of kill potential here in the middle lane. Just watching Bane battling up against God, and that wasn't really going too well either. Even Bone7 down here in the bottom lane has managed to burn through almost all of the consumables of Jottam. Of course, he is running pretty low on mana himself. He's only got 1 orb left up his sleeve.
Now, something a little bit surprised that they're doing here, they put the Vengeful Spirit as the support bottom and rotated Silencer to mid. Well, Jottam's just having a man fight right now.
He's got to be careful, though. If he took 2 more hits as well as an orb, actually, that's still only a level 1 orb. If it was a level 2 orb, I think maybe they would have enough damage to kill.
Yeah. But the one really good thing about Silencer mid is, I've said this before, his because of his orb effect, it makes him a really, really strong harasser because you don't actually draw aggro, which is the biggest problem trying to support a middle lane like that. However, running Vengeful Spirit as the support to phase out Puck is not going to work very well.
Speaking about phase out Puck,
he's getting a little bit close here.
In fact, no!
Okay.
He didn't join.
He knew. I think he knew he was dead either way. He needed to throw that orb so much sooner because Illidan was fully prepared to dive.
Well, it's only just now Cloud9's able to get the revenge kill up on top lane, so the Ember Spirit is able to pick off the Elder Titan just 5 seconds too late to claim that first blood. But even then, even if he still joined it, he would have forced the Lifesteal to run underneath the Tier 1 tower and take some damage. Like, it wouldn't have been as bad. I think he tried to do the maximum range.
He tried to max it out, exactly. Maybe play some mind games, and he just mistimed it. Yeah, he definitely should have jumped, even if he was going to get dove. But
yeah, I guess he just tried to push the level. Just push the limit of it. That was all. Well, for now, wow, this is an uncommon courier. By the way, did you hear Valve actually listen to us?
Yeah, I saw that this morning.
I can't remember if that was us talking about it on a live stream or something like that, or was it us, or was it somebody else? I don't know. All I know is it was. I was very impressed when I saw that.
I don't think it was us because I am a fan of my my TI2 Chesty courier.
I had a conversation with somebody though.
From that.
I had a conversation with somebody, and I was just like, man, I just love it if the couriers would randomize. I don't know if it's just like a random conversation I have with somebody and all of a sudden it happens, and I'm like,
They need to do that with wards as well, which I don't think they've done yet, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, good idea. But going back to the game, right, so you're seeing the power of Bane and Feeble up against God. He's having a hard time last hit, especially against the heavy damage of Luna, 8-4 versus 13-4. So that's why Pylai die. Bane is another really good support for a middle
They're going again right now. Bane might just die in the middle lane, but they might fully commit. VS still got the stun, but there's a phase shift. So it's difficult to lock him down. But Bane ended up dying just underneath his Tier 1 tower.
Yeah, he's good control at 2v1, but in 2v2 scenarios, NS will be able to provide a lot more. Just because of the pure nuking power of a Queen of Pain and that last word, it's a heavy, heavy nuke coming out from that silencer that's really tough to deal with.
Bone7's forced back again. It's just not his off lane right now. 8-for-1 up against the 20-for-6 Lifestealer in his lane. He really hasn't restricted Illidan's farm at all. While up on top lane, we've still got this free farming Sing Sing. It's sitting at 27-for-13. So that is at least the one upside of Bone7. Even though the first blood was given away on this bottom lane, it didn't go to the Lifestealer. It's not injecting him with money. It went into Jottam instead.
Yeah, VirtusPro definitely need to take an early laning advantage here because they're going to have a really, really hard time. I mean, just look at the late game.
Here they jump. Graveshield's already slowing him down, and they also use the stun. Smile's going to try and TP out this. Unfortunately for him, that Soul Assumption had enough damage to pick him up before the TP was completed. So now he won't be able to TP out to his lane, and he gives him a kill up on the top.
Note Sing Sing's build here. This is a very, very hard carry build. He's not going for any levels of his Flame Guard. He's just completely maxing out Chains, which is really, really good lane control early on. It's a very powerful ability, and he's actually going for Sleight of Fist as his second ability to max out. So look for some stacking. I expect these supports to start stacking up Ancients sometime soon. You may even see a Helmet Dominator coming out from Luna because you have two different carries that are good late game carries that can farm up big stacks really, really easily.
He can't stack.
Yeah, the
High Troll Priest is bugged out in him.
Yeah.
How he just tried to stack. He's like gonna realize this stupid thing that's just sitting here while there's an orb to join out. Pylai's gonna be here, but they'll actually have time to get Bone7 that regeneration rune. Unfortunately, the VS stun was able to land on him. There's no extra orbs to the live stealer. Able to get the last hit in all of VP. All 5 players come in, including Cluckles, to come out and check what was happening on the bottom lane.
Cluckles was really the defining factor of that game.
Of course. He was just
always
mocking C9 as chickens.
Yeah, but uncharacteristic. I mean, Bone7 is such a good offlaner, but this is 2 mistakes we've seen him make already in his offlane. First, not jumping to the orb, even though he might have died anyway. He needed to be able to get to that orb and make them dive the tower. And then now, not phase shifting that magic missile. Very uncharacteristic of Bone7, who's normally...
You should remember, though, they are playing in Luxembourg.
That's true.
So this is something which Cloud9 are used to playing on US East more than Luxembourg.
It still should be fine for Bone7, but...
Just a little... Oh, yeah, because he's... Yeah, what am I talking about?
He's not one of the Americans.
Well, actually, technically, Bone7, you should be doing better than what you normally do. Jump in, by God. He's going to throw out the ulti. Picks up the Luna in the middle lane. I can really understand what C9 would try and do with this lane, but they've lost control of it now. Like, Pylite Die is just becoming excess weight here in the middle lane. I don't want to see the puck rotate in and then put the Ember Spirit on the off lane, but then really try and protect Ember Spirit to carry them through. And Bone7 is going to phase shift an orb out of this one. There's the phase shift, there's the orb up, and Sing's rotated in. And at the perfect time as well. Rage won't last forever. 1 spirit, which means he'll keep up, jumps down a long way and gives him... It was on the maximum range for the fist. But he was able to win...
Yeah, that's Sleight of Fist. Very, very powerful. When you max it out like that and you're dealing with low armor heroes like Lifestealer, they cop a large amount of damage like that. So, but you're right. This middle lane, it's not really the best in the world. In a 2v1 scenario, they would be fine because they'd be limiting God's farm. Sure, they'd be cutting into Luna, but that's okay. That's worth the trade.
Oh, look at Owie. Yeah. Look at it. He was waiting in the corner, hit level 6. Soul Assumption damage and the fresh familiars.
Owie is so good at Visage, and he knew he had the kill potential as soon as he hit level 6 and was willing to get aggressive like that. So
this was the change-up I was asking for. Sing down the bottom lane. He's whittling away at Illidan's life points, and he's punishing Illidan for being very greedy. He tried to go into a hand of Midas at the same time as Sing hits the point where he can dish out a lot of damage. Very, very greedy. Finishes the one, buys up his new bracer as well, so that'll be for his drums later on. And now he's going to, in fact, get a lot of levels up here on the top lane because he's got a solo kill on the Elder Titan. That's not that many levels. He's only 4 and 3/4. Oh, bottom lane, they're going in. There's an Eclipse. Shot him. He's got to get a little bit closer. Had to do the Lucent Beam because he's out of range of the Eclipse, and Sing's going to turn. He's got to help out Luna right now, but he can't really do anything. Because of the global silence, there was no response that Sing could achieve.
So it's Sing here. I'm kind of curious if what he's going to do after level 9, because we don't typically see a no flame guard build up on Ember Spirit. This is more of a hard carry build. However, he's actually got a lot he has to deal with here from coming out from the Queen of Pain.
Well, Bone7, he's got Dream Call. He's going to use it too. Orb out, Rift. It's only going to catch on 1 player right now. In fact, he's holding it. He's holding it as long as possible. Phase shift. Now the Rift. He can't orb again. Already used. He had actually 8 wand charges available, but ends up not using it. Jottam comes in for the VS stun. A very unusual, uncoordinated engagements coming out from C9.
Very, very overly aggressive there. Bone7 was playing like he was a mid-puck, but he's under-leveled. He only has 1 level of silence. That wasn't going to do the job there.
It kind of feels like Come With Me is playing on his account right now. Like, that was a move that Come With Me would make.
Going back to Ember Spirit, though, one of the really bad things is they're feeding a Queen of Pain who can go into an early Orchid, and with no Flame Guard and an Orchid, he's going to really be able to shut down Sing. So that's going to be a big issue for Cloud9. That is really the big silver lining here for VirtusPro, is that their Queen of Pain is so fed now. Started out really, really low because not picking up much CS, but after kill after kill after kill, Queen of Pain is now rivaling the Ember Spirit and the Lifestealer in farm.
And that's the Lifestealer who is running that hand of Midas. I still feel this is being punished. Because the bottom lane, Sing's got free farm. He was looking for a kill before, trying to find the VS that was down here on the bottom lane. Couldn't find it, so just goes into farming. He's got drums to afford, so he needs to be able to farm up for this. And he's still got that TP scroll if they try and initiate up on top lane. Then you come and help out. In fact, Owie is bringing him familiars. Is he bringing... Yeah, he brought himself as well. So they're going to force out the tier 1 tower in the bottom lane. While the tier 1 tower is being forced on the top lane, there is Luna, so Eternal Envy is just sitting here at the back end, and Jotum, I don't know if he came out to try and fight just then or not, but discovered nonetheless and killed nonetheless. And that's the tier 1 tower gone. Familiar's even pulling the creep wave away, so they won't lose out. Sing's taking the aggro. This TPN, I'm really not sure about this. Illidan comes in, they've used the fortification, but there's still 2 heroes here with the familiar drop down. So 1 stun, 2 stun, Sing will come in, they get the hit on the tower. Illidan does still have open wounds, but he doesn't have Infest available for now. Sing, that's what he's waiting for. It was the global silence, these 3 kills, which maybe they can give away, but Illidan lost him. Sing jumps back up again, takes the 4th kill. Did he lose vision in the tree line, or?
Yeah, I guess he just lost a bit of vision.
And for him. That's a huge kill that went begging, and they just gave away their top net worth man, and Sing's coming back in again. The stream's already gone. There's not enough mana here for Sergey, and Aoi full-on capitalizes. They lose 2 cores searching for Sing on this bottom lane.
Yeah, you really got to remember, I think a lot of teams, the reason Ember Spirit is so powerful right now is a lot of teams are not used to dealing with him. You got to remember that he can instantly come back to a team fight. So when Sing teleports away, he can actually come right back.
You mean just like this?
Yeah, just like this. It's
jumping in.
Yeah, he wants to play a little passive.
Yeah, just in case there's some help. Finch just burns out anyway. Up on the top lane, Bone 7, there's a Fiend's Grip. Illidan, they're TPing support in, and look at Envy, there's miscommunication. Envy didn't want to go in there, but Bone 7 was blocking him, and now Bone 7's actually left him to die. He ran out to the secret shop, and Pylai Dai is running away from Sergey. He will manage to escape from that one, but I'm pretty sure Envy is going to be like, look at the replay! Look at the replay! You see what happened to me? You see what happened to me? You did that to me!
You know, this is...
7.
I was talking about the Orchid earlier because it's such a good counter to an Ember Spirit, but we're actually going to be seeing a fast BKB coming out from the Quap, which is... I don't know. I thought he was farming well enough. He was getting enough kills to be able to consider a really fast Orchid, which would completely shut down the Ember Spirit, completely shut down the Puck as well. It's a very, very good counter to both of those heroes, and potentially even Luna before she picks up her BKB.
And I'm really not sure about this from VP. Do they have to 5-man this? They take out a tier 1 tower on the top lane, but they've given out a lot of farm to Paladai as well as Sing. And in the meantime, too, Aoi was really forcing out the bottom lane with the familiars. So they've done half damage to that tier 2 tower down there. They put an aggressive ward in so they can see the support coming in from VirtusPro. The Infest out, Global Silence, Quality, but Sing, he still has 1 charges, triggered off the drum charge as well so they can move back. And Sing, TP out, heal up, and wait for it. Wah! Halfway across the map. And you'll come back in a fight with full life points, and another Spirit going out. Now, Ven just managed to pick off the Bay in the meantime, but with Smile so low on life, Ember Spirit jumps out. He has got 6 for 0 on Sing right now, and he got a double stun on Enes as well as Illidan. The perfect chain, the Lunar Eclipse, right on top of Illidan. These familiars drop down 1. They need a secondary drop down 2, and it does stun up Illidan, even though it's just through the tree line. The Dream Call also controlling him up, and VP, they're in so deep. They're feeding kills over to the Ember Spirit. 8-0-5 over on Sing right now. Even Visage is a 3-0-7.
I can't believe this, but now they've just fed away. Sing is now going to have his maxed out Flame Guard, which means he was not punished at all for it. I mean, you look at the magic damage. You've got the control of Silencer mixed in with the Queen of Pain, which is why Orchid maybe isn't necessary. But again, like there's a lot of magic damage that Flame Guard could have been able to block, and they could have had the opportunity to punish a very, very greedy build from Sing. But now he's level 13. He's practically has it maxed out. He's hitting like a truck already. He's going to be able to pick up his next big item. And
wait till he has the Deso. For me, it's going to be the Deso. Like, they've got so much advantage right now. The Desolator seems to be like the best choice. So he buys new 2 TP scrolls.
Yeah, I would agree with either the Desol or the Maelstrom right here. I don't think a late game...
I'm fine with?
Yeah, I don't think a late game Battle Fury build is necessary because you've got a Luna backing you up and you're only dealing with a life stealer, basically.
Well, the last thing we did cast, yes, he did build the Battle Fury as well as the Maelstrom, but it's a different situation. He didn't get anywhere near as good a start as he got this game. And then he just jumps in, Bone 7, 3 on the Dream Call already. Jotum and God, they're taking a lot of damage. NS takes the stun, and well... It looks like Jottam just went back in there to accept the fate of his team, which was death. That combination, though, it's so brutal. With that Blink Dagger on Bone 7, Sing Sing chasing in deeper. Hits on Illidan, but now a little bit too deep. They'll use the Global Silence, the call down. They've got the Spirit right on top of Sing Sing, and he will die here. Same time as Bane gets a little bit of overcommitted there by the Queen of Pain, but killed nonetheless.
Yeah, Cloud9 just got completely overly aggressive. I mean, they had 2 heroes farming up. Aoi was actually heading top, trying to finish up his Aghanims, and Eternal Envy was farming up jungle. Oh,
he got silenced.
He's dead.
He's got blink, but he needs to evade. The blink in, he phase shifted it out, and he can't blink again.
This changes.
TP was still on cooldown. That's why he couldn't escape straight away. While Aoi 2000 looks like he's playing around with VS as well as Illidan. Familius, no drops available, so he just infests Illidan to do the damage.
Oh, that was so unfortunate. What happened is Jottam actually, they went on Eternal Envy trying to gank him up. Jottam didn't account for his mana. He went for a swap and then the instant teleport, but he had no stun. It was off cooldown, but he had no mana to actually throw the stun to stop Eternal Envy's teleport out. But this just means Eternal Envy should be able to secure his BKB pretty soon. And as well as his level 2. Man, this game feels like it's later just because Sing Sing has so many kills, but it's only 17.5 minutes in.
Yeah, man. Tonight's been a good night. Tonight's been a good night. We did our I did our replay cast of Team Empire going up against Alliance.
I watched that. That seemed like a very fun game.
That was a beautiful game. Illidan, this isn't a beautiful moment for him though. Fiend's Grip holds him there, and this is a Lifestealer getting burnt up and then orbed to death. Puck able to kill secure with that one. He's also coming down for the 18-minute rune.
Yeah, good little smoke gank there from Cloud9. They need these sort of pickoffs just to be able to ensure more room for the Luna, who's always farming on the other side of the map. Like, you look at this, Cloud9 with a puck off lane. Puck off lane is a little squishy, but you make up for the fact you're very...
Blink, Sting, and he just goes straight into the Eclipse. No Global Silence to help him out right now. There will be the stun and the support in the way. Bane's coming in. They VS swap him back in again with that silence too. They will get the kill, but they've used so many things to get this. The Bone 7 to blink into a 2-man Dream Coil. Silence, Dream. Okay, that's a 1-man Dream Coil who also got Nightmare up. There is some real problems in tonight. And then he orbs away, leaving Pylite die there. But Sing Sing returns to the engagement. Familiars as well. And really, so much work. The backs must be hurting right now, Sing Sing as well as Aoi. Aoi grabs the double kill. The Spirit in the front. Is he going to jump on Illidan? He's definitely considering it. He runs in and away from God. But he needs one more fist. There it goes.
No.
Only just coming off cooldown. Only just enough mana to use it as well. I've actually got mana problems for Sing Sing. But Illidan's got more problems. It's the rest of C9 right behind him. Infest damage not making this too nice on him either. But it's still a lot more kills coming the way of C9. That was a good recovery after a bad death of Eternal Envy. Yeah,
Illidan completely overextended himself trying to chase down AUI. So it was just, he wasn't really having the awareness or the communication to tell him, hey, you know, this fight is lost. You need to back up. You can't be getting aggressive and trying to take out supports because soon Sing Sing's coming. And he seems to really be the savior of Cloud9 right now. I mean, he is just doing so well. About to be level 16. We're going to see that big damage item up soon. Whatever it is, I have a feeling it's going to be Desolator.
That's my feeling as well, man. You're going up against a Lifestealer. You'd normally pick up a Desolator anyway.
Yeah.
And up against heroes like a Vengeful Spirit. She's already giving you negative armor, but she doesn't have much armor of her own. So you are able to pick up these kills a lot fast. Even Queen of Pain missed 4 armor. She'll have a BKB shortly, but C9 will have an Aegis Immortal and the Roshan buff up. So Aegis goes to Sing Sing. 4.1k. We're almost at the magic number for the Deso, which I believe is 4.2.
Yes.
It's been a long day, so I'm just double checking with you. And there it is.
Or 4.1. Sorry.
Oh, it's 4.1.
Yeah, I was thinking it was an even number, but
it's 4.2 the old amount because I think they actually made the recipe cheaper recently. Just something in the back of my mind.
No, I think they made it more expensive. I think it used to be 600. Now it's 900. Something like that. I don't remember.
No, I thought it used to be like 1,200. Oh, jump in. Big hit. 4 on the Dream Coil. Jottam will die instantly. Sing Sing, though. The Global Silence will restrict his movements, but remember, it's Aegis the Immortal fighting. It'll trigger off. They're still up here on the high ground with some extra support, and Sing Sing, he's going to have to fight hard and fast. So jumps around. It's a big creep wave, so we're going to take another fight for a long time, and then Bone 7 and Soul Assumption damage following up into the other Titans. The mech's removed from the field, and so is NS. The Eclipse comes in, but they've got to kill off Sergey before he got the Ember Spirit, but it's already too late. But they do lose the gem. It's down on the deck. That one belongs to NS, so that's an expensive death. And Illidan, silence, lose some beam. They need a second level of control. Blink into some kind of like... Okay, what, physical damage is now the only thing they can do? That's not going to do enough. But 4 heroes lost for VirtusPro in the mid for the price of an Aegis and the Ember Spirit himself.
Yeah, I mean, again, VirtusPro just got greedy, right? They survived the initial jump by Cloud9 because of a BKB and Rage up from Lifestealer. They didn't actually take a whole lot of damage, despite the fact they were very grouped up, and you have a lot of AoE abilities up on Cloud9. They survived through the initial engagement. They needed to be able to back up from there, but instead they started chasing, and of course, no surprise, Eternal Envy is going to teleport to that Tier 1 tower, and he's got that big ultimate to come into play, which just completely wrecks.
He's going to Nightmare him the second he gets out of this one, or maybe even Nightmare himself for a denial. Oh. He was attempting it himself.
Yeah.
But not fast enough to get the denial.
Yeah, Pilot Eye's actually been missing up a couple of timings as well.
Oh, Owie. He's going to leave these 3 familiars to finish the job. Oh, and if God's not careful, 1 drop, 2 drops, 3 drops, the Grave Chill, the first Soul Assumption, because needs the extra damage from these familiars when they come up, because now they're going to hit really hard on Quap. And she had to bail out. Owie knew just how far he could push that. He has the control of that bottom lane.
Yeah, Owie's such a fantastic Visage player.
Sing Sing's
he kind of plays
top.
as a 3, practically.
Sing Sing's waiting for support. He'll run him through behind, and then just go on Arsat. Arsat's very, very, very far out right now. So Sing Sing stuns, stays in close. Not enough. He tried. The Bane was a little bit too far away.
Yeah.
Sing Sing possibly could have waited just a second longer, even though he was falling back. Oh, middle lane puck. Phase shift. No jump out. Again, Bone 7 will go down. This puck has 5 deaths to his name. And this is for a puck who's normally quite evasive. And now Owie will also TP out. Illidan won't get there in time to do anything. In fact, he can't do anything. There's no bash, there's no stuns. So Owie straight back to base again.
Yeah, I honestly hate to say it, but VirtusPro right now, they're behind enough that they actually have to try and go late and turn Silencer into some sort of hard carry. Like, this is actually a mid-game lineup. This is supposed to be their bread and butter right now. With the Lifesteal, the Quap, you've got a natural explosive nuke combo there with the Nake's Bomb and everything else, but they just are so far behind.
They can't turn NS into a high carry, though. There's not enough space on the map to farm. You're being harassed by familiars, by Sing Sing. It's just so restrictive.
They have to go for like continual smoke ganks to try and buy room for Lifestealer and NS to farm. Like and that's what they're doing. They're smoking up when they can.
God, there's an observer ward watching him so closely. There's a Lifestealer in here as well, and they could lose 2. Look at how fast God dies. And Illidan's left there by himself. Bone 7's hiding in the tree line. The Fiend's Grip will be used as well. With those 2 cores down, and the creep wave's already pushing up nice and far, Bone 7, take the best out of every opportunity, you know. But C9's going to be pushing out the bottom lane. There's 2 core heroes down and out. We have, what, no buyback for the Quap. Lifestealer does, but he doesn't want to spend this money. And even then, he's a non-factor in this game right now, in my mind. He's just not doing enough damage. They don't fear him at all. And if they wait too long, it's just going to be pickoffs. Like a jump in already, Elder Titan's down to 2/3 of his life points, and he's still burning. And the new creep wave's coming in with a catapult, and this town's below half of his life points. They can still keep forcing this.
Yeah, why not? They've got everything they need. All they needed was a BKB up on Luna, because Sing Sing is already being that big damage dealer. They don't really need anything else. They're so good at being able to siege down towers between Familiars and Ember Spirit, being able to provide the harassment. They don't necessarily ever need to back up if they don't want to.
Well, they're going to anyway. I like this build as well from Sing Sing. Obviously, it's not going to be a Maelstrom because you're not going to stack the orbs. But there's going to be a BKB now coming up from him next. But he starts off with a Mithril Hammer, as far as the BKB build goes.
Yeah, more damage. And that was a big thing about the Ember Spirit
VP.
carries.
Smoke's going to break. MVC's him. He's got BKB. Oh, he got a little double silence, though. So he's unable to cast anything. At the same time, Bone7 was able to pick up the silencer, and now the fight's going to get interesting. Sing Sing will come back in again. Abilities can be used. Jumps in, overthrew 3 heroes, and Queen of Pain tried to let up the Sonic Wave. He could have possibly turned a blink away, but didn't think he had time for that either. A little bit further to the right, VS on the stun, jot him. He's trying to solo up Eternal Envy, but these familiars with their max damage are just going to kill him off, and Eternal Envy helps him out too. Triple kill for Aoi, and this almost feels like a GG. With all 5 going to go down, Pineline die. He may even brain step out the last point of this so he gets a little bit more life back, and boom, gets him. But it's a double kill for Sing Sing. 12-16 on that Ember Spirit. VP just can't fight up against that much damage, that much continuous damage, and the elusiveness of C9. And watch him go again. Sing Sing goes back to heal. Quick bottles. He's got the spirit for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and he's back. And the Rax is gone. Envy. See, now that's just bad manners. Like, I know he's dropping the item so we can regenerate faster, but doing it inside the enemy's base? Envy.
Were you counting down the familiar ticks?
What?
On the remnant?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was counting. Yeah, the Fire Remnant. I was counting at the time before he would come back, because you could see him. I kept my camera on him, so it was like the bottles were just ticking down. So it was like time, full mana, straight back again.
You mean familiars?
What? No, I'm not talking about familiars.
Okay.
I'm talking about the Fire Spirit. You not understanding what I'm talking about? I understood what I was talking about.
Sure.
Sing Sing. Whoa, he's found God already. The Spirit's up on the hill right now, and he's going to BKB and jump in, but who have they got? There's a BKB loose, so he can't use Magic on it, and Sing Sing jumps in, pulls himself back out again. Paradise in a lot of trouble, but the Eclipse and the high ground maneuver, and look at the familiars from Aoi! They just storm roll through the back, in for another jump. There's 2 on the stun, Illidan as well as God, locked in position, triple kill for Aoi. It's an ultra kill for the familiars. Please, mercy, tap!
Yeah, VirtusPro, I think this was their last big hurrah there. Jumping down, trying to force some sort of fight and get aggressive and take some control of the map. That way they can take Roshan and start snowballing from there. Just to clarify, Remnants don't have a timer.
They had the timer on top of it.
You were seeing the visage.
Was I?
Time for them to come back up.
Really?
Yes, look at them. They're right there.
Radiant's middle tower.
Sorry. I mean, they're orange text. I can
The hilarious thing is, though, it was in perfect position for it. That's why it's just like, look at it, they're going, it's right on top of each other. So I just assumed it was part of it. Because that just makes Ember Spirit way too overpowered. I'm just saying.
So just to clarify for everybody out there.
I'm just saying that should be now added into the game. There should be a timer on the spirits.
I think you were doing a really good job of trying to provide Ice Frog with some
very good intellect.
Yeah.
Well, so that's
all it was.
Well, hey, I learn something every day. You know. It's been a long.
We're all growing. We're all moving. BKB's up for.
It's been a while since we've had a moment like this, though. It's been a long while since we've had a moment like this. Do we want to start talking about Shiva's Garden and Sakura stacking now? No, something Sing Sing was bringing up. Not Sing Sing. Cinder was bringing up earlier today. That you know how you get tooltips when on the load screen now, and it gives you like interesting information. And it said that Shiva's Guard as well as Assault Cuirass, they stack up armor in the area of effect for your team. And Sin was actually saying, well, there's actually some problems with that. Because, yeah. Anyway, goodbye, Queen of Pain. Speaking of problems.
Wow.
It's a very quick death. It's a very, very quick death.
Oh, just wait till critical's up. Sing Sing.
I don't want to think about that, man. Sing Sing's going to go again. He was thinking about fisting high ground. And, yep, he wanted the creep wave as well just then. You should also probably put, attack onto the tower. Give it that negative extra armor. And with the glaze behind it, there's no way VP can come in close, because this is the brutal combination of this. Sing Sing jumps in with the Desolator. Everybody gets negative armor. And then the glaives start bouncing around, hitting on everybody. So it's just like boom, 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 boom. Every freaking time. This is literally the bounce lineup from C9. They're bouncing familiars up and down. Puck doesn't really bounce. Actually, he does. You can see him. He's just like rears back. He's like a fish that just has to come out of water every 5 seconds.
Oh, well, I was thinking more positioning-wise. He bounces to and from in and out of team fights.
Well, I'm looking at the like, look at him. He's just like boom. It's like a flying fish.
Or a dragon.
Oh, he could be a dragon as well. Or he could be a flying fish.
It could be like a dragon. A fairy dragon, maybe.
No, if we had Danny Dem's dragon courier, we could use a better example because that moves perfectly like a dragon. Luna, BKB, thinking about it. There's already one quick jump out by Sing Sing, so Jordan, welcome to negative armor. Good Quap ulti, and then it's the global silence, but the BKB's up from Bane. He's just trying to back up so he can fiend script Illidan out of this fight. But God and Illidan, they both chase him to the ends of the earth, but Illidan's gonna get destroyed. Sing Sing's in the BKB. He jumped out, he's trying to reach him. Getting one more fist. Nope, not time.
If he got critical there, he was done for. And meanwhile, Eternal Envy was just doing the whole 1v3 scenario that a Luna with level 3 ultimate, a BKB, and a Yasha can do. It's kind of unkillable. She's got enough stats to survive through auto attacks of squishy
Those familiars
supports,
have full damage, man. And he still drops him.
Oh, yeah, and Aoi, by the way, like...
GG.
Yeah, his Visage is like a 3 position, right?
Legendary Visage,
He
man.
farms up so quickly. Look at that. He has Aghanims, Assault Cuirass, a Rod of 8
He finishes with the highest
a Rod
net
of
worth.
Aoi. Yeah, exactly. Like, that guy is incredibly good with Visage and always manages to find so much farm. It's like, he's seriously a core. It's amazing to watch.
I'm not going to hit it. I'm not going to hit it. Thank you very much to Victor who tweeted me that. But yeah. We're gonna be back in a moment, guys. We're going to give out rare codes. One during the break. I'm going to put it over on my Twitter. And also be back here in a couple of moments' time, and we'll put one out during the next live game as well. So stay tuned, and we'll be back for game number 2 of VP going up against Cloud9. Here to force a 3-way tie. That's what it's here for, to force the 3-way tie. So stay tuned, we'll be back.